And today we are going to talk more about Singaraja Literary Festival. Because all the topics that we mentioned in the first podcast actually, I think, come together in the festival.
Through this festival, I really want to introduce Gedong Kirtia to many younger generations so that they can feel also the experience, the magic of the place, and then the magic of seeing performance, and maybe from that magic they could be someone who can think better than I do, and who could also contribute better to the town, to the city. Singaraja. So this is actually my contribution as a Singaraja person, Okay, Sanne, welcome back to Mahima YouTube. Hello everyone. Welcome to our podcast once again. And today, what we are going to do. Okay, you explain.
Well, in our first podcast, if you saw it, we introduced ourselves already, and also we talked about how we met, right?
Yes.
And then you spoke quite a bit about the work that you're doing with around the voice of Balinese women and their hidden stories. Also the importance of poetry in your work. And you talked a little bit, you shared a little bit about your PhD also and the mindfulness theory.
Yes.
And we also spoke about decoloniality. We actually touched on a lot of topics already. But I really also liked what you said about how words are born with a purpose. So that's something that I really got from that podcast. And how we also can communicate sometimes with different realms through poetry, for example. So with our ancestors or our loved ones who are not with us anymore. So if you watched that episode, not yet, you can still do it. It's online, and that was our first conversation.
Please check our previous episode on Komunitas Mahima YouTube, okay?
Yay! And today we are going to talk more about Singaraja Literary Festival. Because all the topics that we mentioned in the first podcast actually, I think, come together in the festival.
Yes.
So I'm just going to ask you, because you are the founder of the festival.
Yeah.
Why did you start it? This year is the third year. So 3 years ago you started it. So explain for the people who never heard of Singaraja Literary Festival before.
Okay. First of all, I was thinking that Singaraja is different. Singaraja is very much a unique place where it was a place where intellectuals were born. In the past, Singaraja is the capital of Lesser Sunda Islands. And I was thinking that this place is magical and historical at the same time, but rarely people come to to do something except they go to study in a university here in this small city. But talking about other specialties, actually Singaraja is rich in historical background and rich with ancient treasure, which is lontar, palm leaf crafted literature, our ancient treasure. So I was thinking that if we could make a bridge between the ancient wisdom with our life now and then our life in the future, it is going to be very powerful, because that's what Singaraja is all about, ancient, now and future. So then Singaraja Literary Festival is basically want to document how we view the wisdom of Balinese people in the past time, and how we are built today and how we are heading to the future. I really want to have we welcome the ideas from the past, but also at the same time, we could make a new interpretation. We could make new meaning. We could create something creative about it, and we celebrate it through a festival. And I think this is very important also in the in Bali, because sometimes festival in Bali is very much about performative activities, physical activities, and we need more mindful festival about the research, about the result of our ancestors' wisdom that is celebrated. And none of the festival in Bali done that yet in a way that it could bridge the ancient future and present.
Ancient past and present.
Yeah. So this is also related to the characteristic of Singaraja as an education place where a lot of students come to study. So we celebrate Bali in a more educational perspective and more mindful perspective, because we know that we don't have that white beaches, white sands, and that panorama that maybe some of other places in Bali over. But we have this treasure that rarely seen outside. So we really want to explore that through this Singaraja Literary Festival. Yes.
Yeah, that's great. And I think you mentioned already a lot of things. So you started saying like Singaraja is different, and then you mean like it's different from kind of other places in Bali, right?
Yes.
And there are a lot of coming here because it's a very vibrant student city, actually.
Yeah,
a small town, but still. But you also mean like there are not so many people coming for different reasons than going for university. And it would be great to change that a little bit or a lot.
Yes. I think this city is very unique because other than education reason, not many people come here because speaking from geography perspective, we are very at the very edge of Bali. We are,
you're completely north.
Yeah,
3 hours from the airport. You need to go through the mountains.
Yes, exactly. So you have a geographically we are located in a very far away from the center, so people need to have a maximum effort to reach here. So this is also a plus point. Where you are here, you cannot go anywhere. You have to study. We don't have clubs, we don't have malls, we don't have movie, bioscope, what do you call, theater.
Oh yeah, now you say so. I didn't even notice that yet. Yeah.
In the past we had, but now we don't have theaters. So
why is that? Is it because not enough people go to the theater?
I think so.
Okay.
It needs to be supported with like mall or shopping or a business center. You know? So then we have to be creative to live here,
Yeah.
You have to make our place creative enough to live in, because if we cannot have it, then we create it. So then we actually Mahima community was built also based on this purpose, because not many creative community in Singaraja, and we built one in Mahima. So that is also one of the ways actually to make this city has more creative vibration. So we make Mahima, and then we make independent publisher, we make a discussion, we make we make performance, we make everything we like. So that we are not we don't have to go to the south just to perform, for example. And that's then make other friends also look at Singaraja as the place for spring of creativity as well.
Yeah.
So when we made Singaraja Literary Festival, it was actually a very good news for the ecosystem of the creativity in Indonesia, particularly in Bali, because we have then alternative festival, which is not only focused on dances, performative things, but also we have other festival which focus on education, research, and also what is it? Something deeper than what it usually is in a festival. Yes.
Yeah, so actually the festival is also to really establish Singaraja with this identity.
Yeah, really.
And it was actually what you were saying now. I thought of yesterday, because yesterday evening we had Rabu Poesie here, the poetry evening that you organize every week. And then you at some point said something about if you want poetry in your city, you need to put poetry in your city, something like that.
Yeah,
can you repeat it? If you know what I mean, but
yes,
I think it ties into what you're saying. If you want to organize something, do it, don't wait for other people to do it.
Yeah. If you want to see poetry happens in your life, you make poetry. You create your own poetry. So you do not need to wait for others to make it for you, because sometimes it will never happen. So this is what we are doing in Mahima. Instead of waiting for somebody else, which is maybe government, make it for us, then we make it for ourselves. And I think words are our fuel, burning fuel, our endless inspiration, words. And I also dream one day that Singaraja is, full of poetry in the billboard, maybe in, behind the board in, or up front in a big street, you read poetry, because then we know that after reading words, we are inspired. Yeah, not billboard with just saying,
buy this new hamburger.
Buy this hamburger, or buy this satay, or buy this gulai. I watched a movie which I said last night about a little town in Korea where the there are so many words in the city about poetry, like you can see an inspiration hang on the billboard saying that, come on, you can do it. Yeah, whenever you fail, you can always get up. Something just as simple like that. Yeah,
inspirational quotes.
Inspirational quotes or poetry, and I think somehow, if you believe in words, it will come true. Yeah, and this is a motivation for younger generation also, that they don't trust words now. They trust visual. They trust viral. They trust numbers more. Yeah, they count for your followers. Everything is about numbers. But the one that we rarely feel is that something that move outside is moved by something inside, and this something inside is unseen. Before we can make something seen outside, we have to really dig something big inside us, and that is the underlying principle of poetry. Actually, the power, the hidden power of the words, the mind, the insights. Yeah.
So do you mean like this, what you have inside is how to express this to the outside is by using words?
Yes.
More than the numbers or visuals that we're doing now.
Yes,
and we kind of lose that.
Yeah.
If we lose that, we also lose kind of the connection of expressing what is inside of us. Should I look at it like that?
Yes. So I was thinking about this because nowadays people tend to ask you how many followers you have on Instagram, for example.
Yeah.
They trust numbers more, everything is numbers. So the bigger the number, the better. Yeah. But we rarely see that life is sometimes not moved by numbers, but also by a power that is not calculated, that cannot be calculated by numbers. Like, for example, even our body, the way how our body moves is not because only we have a skeleton or a muscle, but also because we have soul. Something like that. You cannot move your body if you're not breathing, and in breathing you cannot see anything, but only air. Air is unseen. That is like the power of the words in poetry as well.
Nice.
So the fuel energy that we burn becomes the words that becomes our motivation, dream, or expectation, whatever you call it. It becomes your energy, actually. So what we want to do through Singaraja Literary Festival is to bring that energy back to the city, because once we had it and it was lost somewhere, and we need to claim back that energy. So how do we do it is actually, one of them is by creating a festival that celebrates the wisdom that we had in the past. This
and that's the wisdom that is held in the lontar, the palm leaf manuscripts.
Yes.
And for the people who don't know it, there's a library in Singaraja,
we have Gedong Kirtia.
Yeah, and you were also mentioning there was a time where Singaraja did have this energy and this. So can you talk a little bit about that, about the library and about Gedong Kirtia, and the time where it was present and how you want to bring that back?
Yeah, I think what is it? I want to see it from my personal perspective first. I live near Gedong Kirtia.
You grew up there, right?
Yeah, I grew up there since very young age because I live nearby. My childhood was spent on the area. So I am so familiar with the surrounding. I know that so many, art, culture, performance happen there.
And because it's not only the Gedong Kirtia Library, it's next to Museum Buleleng.
Museum Buleleng, and then Puri Buleleng, and then also Sasana Budaya, right?
Which is kind of a cultural theater, right?
Yes,
or like open theater.
Open stage. Yeah. And then there is a market there, Buleleng Market. Yeah. There is also a lion statue area over there. And this is something that I had already in my childhood, that this place is so full of stories, memories, and knowledge, and good things about Singaraja. But then when I grew up, became the lecturer, I saw that younger generation doesn't have doesn't have this memory with that place anymore,
Why is that? Were there activities when you were young that stopped at some point, or is it because how did you get in touch with that?
Yeah, maybe because once I became the judge of one of biggest competition, like Bali pageant, something like that. And one of the question was, do you know Gedong Kirtia? And one of the participants said that I did not know Gedong Kirtia, but the fact that he lived nearby, just around the corner, and you didn't know Gedong Kirtia, it hit me. And how could you represent Bali through this pageantry, through this competition, while you have no idea about what places around you that has been living there like forever. So I was thinking that how could what is it? We do something about it. Yeah, Gedong Kertia itself has so many lontars, 1,000 lontars. Even one lontar cannot be, what is it? We cannot finish talking about one lontar in 1 year, for example. Now we have 1,000 lontar. Imagine we have 1,000 years to talk only about lontar, and now there is this young man did not know where Gedong Kirtia is. Yeah, this is physical. Yeah, about the location, not. We don't talk yet about the lontar, about the physical also.
Yeah, he didn't know the space existed.
So the question whether they don't care or whether they don't have the relation with the site, everything. So maybe it is also what is it? There is no single problem. Maybe there is a continuation of other problem. There is no introduction to a historical site. There is no what is it, promotion, or I don't know. But I don't want to blame anyone. But that is the fact that younger generation doesn't know Gedong Kirtia. So I blame myself. Maybe I should do something to get teenagers in Singaraja know more about Gedong Kirtia. So this festival is actually also want to introduce that we have a treasure called Gedong Kirtia, and the fact that Gedong Kirtia also has this power of Kirtia. Kirtia means the never-ending effort.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Never-ending efforts. So this festival
Never-ending efforts.
Efforts, yes.
Yeah.
Efforts. So this festival is also, I think, a never-ending efforts for us to to navigate who we are as a Balinese and where we are going.
Because the Lontar manuscripts, they hold a lot of knowledge about Bali, right?
About
so
Bali.
it's palm leaf manuscripts. It's the way how people used to create knowledge, like before paper was there, I think,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
And so there is knowledge about many different levels. Black magic also, but what more, like many
Agriculture,
different agriculture, of course, because
and then
last year's
architecture.
festival,
Architecture, and then astronomy, astrology,
actually all aspects of Balinese culture, right?
Culinary, and then a lot of things. So we have already 10 years theme in SLF.
Let's talk about that soon. But just back to your childhood also. How did you get introduced to the Gedong Kirtia? Was there a moment that you remember from your childhood?
So my childhood was there. I was, doing the rehearsal of poetry reading in Gedong Kirtia. Poetry reading, storytelling, and then whenever I did the rehearsal, the place was in Gedong Kirtia because one of the teachers were at that time were the staff in Gedong Kirtia. So they invited us to do practice there in Gedong Kirtia. So when I was young already, I have this curiosity. What is this lontar about? What is this lontar about? And I was thinking that if Bali in the past is so rich, what are we doing here now in this modern world? Yeah, they have been so creative in the past. Now, what should we do? Yeah.
Almost like we forgot that knowledge.
Yeah, we forgot. Of course, in school we are taught about Balinese, Balinese letters, but not really deep, Yeah. But then now, I really want to, through this festival, I really want to introduce Gedong Kirtia to many younger generations so that they can feel also the experience, the magic of the place, and then the magic of seeing performance, and maybe from that magic they could be someone who can think better than I do, and who could also contribute better to the town, to the city. Singaraja. So this is actually my contribution as a Singaraja person. Yeah, I love this city so much, and I want to contribute whatever I could to make this city alive. Because I think talking about city, it's not about physical activity, but about the person, about the story, about the narrative, and that will last longer than the physical thing. Yeah,
it's kind of like the body analogy. It's not.
Yeah.
It's also the soul of the
Yeah, the
city, which
soul of the
expresses
yes.
in words and stories.
Yeah, and talking about Singaraja Literary Festival, the first, the second, and now the third, we have seen the development of it. Yeah. And I compared when we first started after the pandemic of COVID, and then in 2023 we established a Singaraja Literary Festival for the first time, and we were supported by so many communities. And then the second one became bigger, and then now the third even
bigger,
even much bigger. Maybe you still remember that I wanted simple, but it turns out it could not be simple, because so many friends supported us and wanted to develop a program. So this is so nice.
And it also means that it's very needed, right?
Yes.
So you really found also how to say, a purpose, that it's not just coming from your own interest, but also apparently it's felt by a lot of more people.
Yes.
And you choose for each festival to also highlight one of the themes of the Lontar, right?
Yes. This time we have the theme of Buddha Kecapi.
Yeah, before we go into that, what was the theme of the first year? Because last year
The
I know,
first
but
year
maybe
is,
just to mention all of them.
Flowing from Kirtia.
Okay.
Flowing from Kirtia, because we really want to just open the flow. So it's like flowing like water, all the wisdom from Kirtia. And then the second one, we have the Dharma Pemaculan. Yes,
which
it
means
is about like the energy of growing,
which was a lot about agriculture, right?
Yes,
yeah.
And then now we have Buddha Kecapi, because contextually also we really need to heal ourselves in this kind of situation,
because Buddha Kecapi means
the healing energy of the universe. Yeah, so we established this theme because we think that this theme is so relevant to today's context, that we are struggling for climate change, environment issue, rubbish, plastic, and everything, and also a lot of things happen, like the shift in the political situation. So a lot of changes, and in our body, if there are changes, we become sick, and we need to heal ourselves. And one of the ways is through this festival. I believe that we could spread the healing atmosphere of the universe. Yes.
Yeah, that's a really good idea, I think, and very timely for now.
Very timely.
But you already planned this before, I think. So I mean, also like whatever Lontar you're going to centralize in the festival, because you already planned like for 10 years ahead.
Yes.
There is so much knowledge and so much rich wisdom in these Lontars. It's actually, you can make it relevant, everything almost, right? Coming from the Lontar.
I think that's the beauty of this Lontar. Whenever you want to pick any theme, it feels relevant.
Yeah.
Also, with the context just now, for example, for Buddha Kecapi, we feel like, oh my God, how could this be so relevant? Because of course, we prepared since the first festival, but this year particularly, we feel like we need to heal ourselves, and the theme of the festival is Buddha Kecapi. So
And so is then the lontar about Buddha Kecapi, you also read it again,
Yes,
and
yes,
then that
yes.
will also be presented in the festival, the
Yes,
content
yes,
of it.
yes.
How long ago is it written actually? And what can you
So,
tell me a little bit? Is there already a message in that lontar that you were
Yeah.
thinking like, oh my God, this is so relevant?
Yesterday, actually, we have a pra-SLF webinar about Buddha Kecapi. It is about how healing is seen not only as a performative healing, but also a balance between the microcosmos and the macrocosmos. The micro is our body, and the macro is the universe. So when there is a balance, we will be healthy. But when the elements are not in balance, we will be sick. So that is one of the message about Lontar Buddha Kecapi. And of course, it talks a lot more, which is, we are going to explore more in the festival, of course.
Yeah.
And then, but we do research about this already, because we make theater on this theme. We
Yeah.
make also public lecture. We are going to make a public lecture about Buddha Kecapi. So we are so excited to investigate what this lontar is about also.
Yeah.
Because there are so many experts saying about Buddha Kecapi. You can do research in internet about Buddha Kecapi. That is so rich that you when you enter these keywords, you will come up with so many interesting things. And this is the richness of interpretation also. Because one research is one interpretation, supported by other interpretation. So now,
So do you collect it and then
yes,
kind of make an overview of what
overview about what Buddha Kecapi is. And the red thread is the healing energy of the universe. This is the red the red thread, or the one that unified us. Because talking about that, it will be endless discussion. Like, for example, we call it usada in
usada.
Usada is about medication, and also how to treat illness. And then if we talk about it, it becomes a very unlimited topic.
But can you give one example of, because I like what you say also about the micro and the macro, like the micro universe, us as a body, and we sometimes get sick, and how we need to heal with the universe. But is there a very concrete example and is it also explained actually in the lontar how we actually can do this?
Yes.
Okay.
So for example, if you get a fever, we call it here kebos dingin.
Okay,
hot and cold. It means that your energy inside you is not in a balance. You have within our body, we have hot temperature and cold temperature. Actually, it should be in balance. But when you have this fever, we call it like kebos dingin. It means that the heat and the cold doesn't meet, so it makes you sick. We have we have this medication for that, like herbal things and everything. Because in the past, of course, we don't know a doctor, right? We don't know yet medical treatment. Of course, we have to heal ourselves. But now, in comparison, every time we get ill, we go to doctor. We do not try maybe to feel ourselves. This is not that you need the pills, but maybe you need to take a rest.
Like
exactly.
It's very
I'm talking about myself.
You told me this week I start to feel a little bit of fever.
Yes.
So now I know it's an imbalance.
It's
But
imbalance.
so how would you then heal yourself if you have fever instead of? I mean, fever is also kind of light, but I do recognize because that's happening in the Netherlands very easily as well. You have a complaint. You go to the doctor and often you get like a box of pills. It's just really how it works. Whereas we
But
can also
yeah.
think like, is there another solution? But how would you treat fever then for yourself?
For myself, I try to sleep, and then I try to drink a lot more water.
Yeah.
And then I usually also make a tea with ginger because ginger makes our body warmer. And that's simple recipe. Yeah, I know ginger has the quality of warming our body, and then maybe honey, honey
Yeah.
and ginger and tea, hot water, and then good sleep. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
I think we all do this. I think when we have fever,
Yeah.
but it's the difference maybe also is that and then fever again is maybe a light example, but the fact that we also know why we do what we do, right? Because you feel it's like if you look at it like just a fever, it's just a fever.
Yeah.
But if you look at it, a fever, it's like an imbalance in my body, then you approach it also a little bit different. You probably start to think also about how did I get to this point?
Yeah,
What should I change in my life to not get a fever again?
Yeah, exactly. What is underlined here is our our smart decision about our body, listening to our body.
Yes.
That is actually the philosophy also of Usada Bali. When you understanding your body and listening to your body, you will likely know whether your body is imbalanced or in a balance, imbalance or in balance. So I think this wisdom is not very much known right now, because if you have headache, you buy Panadol, for example, or if you get headaches, you buy pills. But then in the past we have loloh. Loloh is a kind of jamu that.
And jamu is a herbal drink, right?
Herbal
With
drink,
turmeric
but that is not really the same. Loloh is freshly made, like from leaf, from herbal. Then they mix
Crush
together.
it.
Crush it and then mix together with water, and then we drink right away. Not like jamu. Some jamu is packed for longer time, but loloh is really
always fresh.
Fresh and drink it right away. So we talk also about that yesterday in the webinar about budak kecapi. So the recipe is very practical also, because the plants, the leaves, the roots are in our environment at that time.
Yeah.
That's why now we also need to familiarize the younger generation that we should plant more herbal, plants, rather than exported plants. And then because then we can heal ourselves with the ginger. I mean, something that we can plant in our house.
Yeah, I think this is a theme that's going on globally now, right?
Yes,
it's also had to do with food security, but also the distance that we created between us and nature, in a sense. I remember a couple of weeks ago when we had a breakfast walk with a friend of you from university. And
she plucked the leaves.
She plucked the leaves, and she was saying, "Oh, one day I will cook for you." And that leaf over there, that's this, and I put it in the food. And it was a very, it's not so exceptional maybe, but it was also a good reminder of how she grew up with walking through the rice field and just noticing so many different things that you can eat actually, right? And also she pointed out a few things that were like medicine, and this is knowledge that would be great if next generation also grows up with that.
I think also our older generation were so much more mindful than us to navigate.
Yeah, you think so?
Yes, to navigate plants, to navigate the leaves, everything, roots and everything, because they cannot buy maybe in the past they are not used to go to doctor, and then they are not used to buying pills, so they make their own. So they also have this from older generation also, who show them how to heal themselves. So this festival is also about, of course, not totally the same. Yeah, we need to adapt. Yeah, with what we have now.
Yeah,
But
because
still,
that's, I think, an important point.
yes,
But,
we need to also adapt what we have now, but also the soul of mindfulness in navigating our ecosystem, for example, in navigating our environment and navigating who we are and what we need for our body. I think we need to learn from our ancestors.
I think there's also a lot in what you were saying about mindfulness and awareness here, because a friend of mine will also say, based on if she hears us talking now, she will also say, but listen, the plants that you mentioned are already in the pills that you get from the doctor. You know, there is also, I mean, we do have pills for a reason, right? There is science that has developed that's also researched and studied and tested, and there's a lot to say about that also with the history. But truth is also that we shouldn't push away all the current science. It's more like we don't always know where it comes from. It reminds me of, you know, when people, for example, walk in supermarkets and they see the meat, you know, and then they see a cow in the field, and they don't make the connection that you actually need to kill that cute cow to get the package in the supermarket. Like, that's where it comes from. Maybe this is a little bit weird analogy, but sometimes people have a very strong opinion about something, and they don't make the connection between the things, because we just don't know anymore where our meat comes from. Same with medicine, we take the pill, but we don't really think about it.
Exactly, that's the purpose of the
so
festival.
Again, maybe not the best analogy, but you know what I mean, right? So it's kind of like connecting also modern science with the old knowledge.
Of course, we avoid being mindless, you know, and we learn not to be mindless, because in this very modern era where you can buy almost everything instantly, you are made to be mindless. You are made to be automatic. You are made to be ignorant. Now, this is very powerful purpose, actually, to redo or to reduce a little bit of our mindlessness, in the sense that, look, we are so spoiled by the ease of today's living, you know, and we sometimes also need to rethink whether this is the best thing that we could ever have, or maybe these all are made to make us robot and then to make us mindless. So this festival is actually want to create a new perspective about how we see our things. That's too simple to simply say. So the premise is that this is good to navigate or re-navigate or reinterpret or redefine who we are and where we are going. So instead of saying past is better or present is better, we start to rethink about what if we learn from the past, and then we also learn from the present to a better future.
It's wonderful. Yeah, we almost need to end also. I just want to say that this is really very much connected to decoloniality and how decoloniality is discussed in academia also. And again, I'm not the expert, but I study it. And I said in the previous podcast, I study decoloniality, but you're practicing it already, I think. And I think that comes to the surface now as well with what you're saying. Because that's very much about exactly the words that you were mentioning, actually. Reinvention, redefinition, understanding that we have already knowledge, but it is actually forgotten because of the idea of modernity and progress, and we need to go in a certain direction with bigger malls, fuller beaches, more airplanes coming to Bali. And what you doing in the north is actually stepping in the brake and say like, hey, what do we have already and how can we treasure that and bring it to the present? I really like that.
Yeah. Thank you.
So I just wanted to say that.
But we still have 4 minutes, so we have to.
Yeah, you're looking at the clock there.
We have to also reveal some of the programs.
Yeah,
right?
please. Well, go ahead. Well, so what is the program of the festival this year?
Oh, we have for sure public lecture about Buddha Kecapi, about our theme, and then we have panels discussion about how Buddha Kecapi is reinterpreted also in so many contexts like literature, and then also research, and then also performance, and then we also have many writers coming from outside of Bali and outside of Indonesia even. They will present their latest works on the healing theme, like how these works make them healed, and how then this healing process in themselves could bring a better version of themselves.
So the guest speakers will also reflect on the theme of Buddha Kecapi.
Yes,
okay.
So their works reflected the theme of Buddha Kecapi universally. Yeah. So we also have workshop of theater, and then in this theater also we are introduced to the reinterpretation of body, soul, and then reinterpretation of our identity. Yeah, and then we also have movie screening about Sangyang. Yeah. A sacred dance in Karangasem. This is also related to healing energy. Yes. Nice. And we also have workshop writing retreat.
Yes.
And we do it. We introduce Singaraja as a source of creation. We do also decolonialism in the class, and also mindfulness.
Yeah, and if you plan to come to Singaraja, you can book extra days with the two of us.
Yeah.
And we will take you also through Singaraja. You get a tour through the city. You get a special workshop with Sonia on poetry also. We will talk about storytelling and journalism and decolonial theory also. So that would be great if you come and join us for that.
And of course we
visit the festival, of course. So that's all in one package.
Yeah. Okay, that's a wrap up.
Yeah, I think we need to wrap up for this episode. But maybe also tell people if they want